Welcome back. King Misuzulu kaZwelithini says the cleansing ceremony is taking place at KwaKhangelamankengane Royal Palace, Nongoma, are extremely important for the nation. He says the cleansing of the late King Goodwill Zwelithini's belongings marks the beginning of a new chapter. What else will be unfolding this weekend? Well, let's go now live to our senior reporter, Siphamandla Goke, to find out. A very good morning to you, Siphamandla. And of course, we're expecting festivities, at least we hope, happy times at AmaZulu Palace. But what exactly can we expect? This is a process that is very detailed, is very carefully planned out. So what exactly is it that we can expect, at least today?
Okay, today we are expecting that the king himself will lead a group of royal family members and amabutho. Not too many of them, but of course everywhere the king goes, there has to be a group of amabutho that will accompany him. So today he will be going out on a hunt ritual. It's known in Misuzulu as Pumingina, where a group of men will go hunting and then they will come back with their kill, declare that inside the palace or declare that to the palace. After that, what will happen is that tomorrow there will be a ceremony known as Ihlambo. It's a cleansing ceremony after a certain period of time when a person has departed, in this case King Goodwill Zwelithini kaZulu's departure. So this cleansing ceremony in a way marks the end of the mourning period, and they will be washing his traditional weapons. As you can see behind me, my colleague Bongamkize will show you a group of men that will be accompanying the king. They are already in place. They are just waiting for the king to arrive. After that, they will just go, and I've spotted Induna Usipho Mhlongo. Induna Usipho Mhlongo used to be what I can call, if I'm permitted to do so, the second in command. Remember, there was Ubabu Mgilichi Nhleko, who was the one who was Umdidiyeli Amabutho, who was leading Amabutho. He passed away, and then he used to work hand in hand with Induna Usipho Mhlongo, who has just, left for now. But his presence here signals that he will be one of those men that will accompany the king. These are the festivities here. These are the preparations that are taking place. So this is what is happening here. Group of men preparing their shields, their spears, because they are going on a hunt. They can meet anything there when they hunt, a lion, a leopard, and whatever. So these are the preparations. We expect that at least after 8:30, at least this group together with the king will leave and go. So basically that's what will be happening today. They will be going on a hunt led by the king. This cleansing ceremony is very important and strategic, as we see another group of men that side. So after that, then they will come back to the palace, declare what they would have found when they were going on that hunting ritual, which, by the way, is a very private event. The media will not be allowed to go and cover that. You can go to a certain extent, but that will be a very private event which will be led by the king. Yesterday I was able to speak to the king himself, asking him about the importance of this weekend. There are two ceremonies, one today, the ritual hunt, and Ihlambo tomorrow, the cleansing ceremony. This is what he had to say.
Ibaluleke kakhulu impela sonto esizongena kuyona endlunkulu ukuqala bese ngithi esizweni sonkana njengoba ukuthi kuyihlambo kungezinye sezigaba ezisinikeza igunya nelungelo lokuqhubekela phambili izinto zengwenyama zihlanjululwe konke okudinga ukuthi kusale ngemuva kuyiwe phambili indlela ehlobile uzoqala namhlanje. Ihlambo yilona lelo, nanokuthi izinto zenkosi ngaleli hlambo yila khona zizokwazi ukuthi zihlukaniswe khona kahle ngendlela nangosiko nangohlelo lwasedlukulu, isizwe saziswe ukuthi konke kuhambe kanjani njengoba khona ihlambo, ngoba konke okuthinta indlunkulu nesizwe siyathinteka ngokunjalo.
Mfoka Goke, I know that kukhona okunye that was said, but I think for some people out there who want to know what izinto zenzakala kanjani ebukhosini, especially because we have not seen such happening before our eyes with King Goodwill Zwelithini kaZulu having been on the throne for so many decades. Did he go through the same process? Is this what he did when he ascended to the throne?
Indeed, it happens with everyone, every king that takes over the throne. But these ceremonies are not only reserved for the king. You know, in the Zulu culture and tradition, these ceremonies are also performed for, I don't want to use that other term when people refer to it as commoners, but, you know, just ordinary men. You know, if the head of the family has departed, there will be an ordinary ihlambo that is known. So it's not something new and that is reserved for the king. It's just reserved for all the heads of families. You know, it could be just an ordinary man who's not the king. So even when King Zwelithini took over the throne after the demise of his father, that is King Zulu, he had to undergo and perform these ceremonies, these rituals. It's not something new. It happens all the time. But remember, with him, he was on the throne for almost 50 years. So there wouldn't have been this practice or these ceremonies to be performed because as the head of the family, he was still alive. But when he took over the throne from his father, he had to undergo the very same process. And it happens in each and every family when the head of the family has departed. And here today, it's about cleansing, you know, making sure that they wash his traditional weapons, because most importantly, I'm not sure whether my colleague Bongamkize will be able to pen to my left. There is a kraal further down there. You will not be able to see properly, but that is the kraal that at some point King Misuzulu kaZwelithini will have to enter. Whether that will happen today or tomorrow, we do not know. But after these ceremonies, it is expected that he will enter the kraal. And in a way, many people say that is the traditional coronation, because when he emerges out of that kraal, he will have to be given his late father's traditional weapons, and there is one of the most important sticks that he will have to inherit from his father, and that stick is known as Intlendla, and that is a stick that is carried by the kings. So when he emerges out of that kraal, after washing these traditional weapons, following these ceremonies, he will emerge there and be given his father's traditional weapons, and that simply means that he's now family on the throne now that this has been done. Then there will be a follow-up, of course, of the government-led public coronation, which is a public event. We expect that after these ceremonies, the date of that coronation will be announced soon. We are told by our royal sources that it's actually imminent. So, but he cannot be coronated in terms of the government process and the tradition and culture without going through these ceremonies. So after this weekend, there will be one traditional ceremony that will be left for the king to perform before the official government-led public coronation. But Prince Thulani, who speaks on behalf of the king, explains.
Actually, I'm not aware. I don't know whether the date is fixed. I only know that we have a traditional prime minister who is the mouth of the nation. So he's the one who can tell us whether the day is near or not. But definitely, these are prerequisites. They are things that we cannot go to coronation without having to do. That's why we have started. This is step one towards the coronation. There is also a second function that will be traditional too, that will take before we go to the main coronation. Okay, tomorrow is the day of hunting. The king will go for hunting and then come back with animals that are chosen according to the cleansing that we are going to perform tomorrow. So after that, when the king comes with the animals, then he will be met by the family members, of course, with some beer as a ritual. Then we'll go to the kraal to perform some ritual. So I can't explain everything, but all you know is the hunting day tomorrow.
And on Sunday, what will be happening? We understand that members of the public and AmaButho are also welcome on Sunday. That will be a public event.
Yes, it's a public event, ihlambo, where everybody is welcome. In fact, but there is nothing much, no speeches, nothing, but we will be going to the kraal, singing the relevant amahubo, because the amahubo that are being sung, they are specific. We don't sing all the amahubo. We will have the amahubo that are specifically meant for ihlambo and for the hunting, because even hunting songs are also sung tomorrow. After that, we will then go to the main house, KwaGogo, where we're going to sit and discuss some other things that I cannot disclose now.
All right, Mfoka Koke, we will leave it there with you, but we're definitely going to be catching up throughout the day, throughout the weekend, just to find out exactly what kwenzakalani Nongoma. But we're going to leave it there for now. That is, of course, our senior reporter, Phamandla Koke, who is out Nongoma as we follow these particular ceremonies that are happening with the King Misuzulu, Zulu.